I remember small anecdotes, and this is something, of course, very personal, because my late father, myself, Mr. James, and all of us, we used to sit with him, with my mother, and he used to tell us many aspects about politics, and at that point in time, we never gave importance to it. It looked like another lecture that he was giving us. But then when we look back today, those lectures or those discussions became like a guide, a book, a manual on how to be in politics today. I remember he used to tell us once, Conrad, he specifically told me that time, I was discussing something with him. And it just came to my mind right now. So he told me, the problem with us is that we don't understand the problem. So I said, what does that mean? He said, the problem is we don't know the problem. And it took me some time to grasp that. And today, being Chief Minister, I can tell you it may be one of the most important advices anyone could give anyone. So a simple example of a great, value or suggestion that he had taught us. That problem is we don't understand the problem. I remember once he told me about decision making. He told me decision making is one part of the process. The second part, which is equally important, is how you implement the decision and when you implement the decision. So taking a decision is one part, but how you implement it and when you implement it is equally important. And one doesn't realize it till you actually go through it, that it's so true. You may want to do something that's going to be very important for, say, some community. But then you shouldn't do it without taking the other communities into confidence. So how you do it? By taking people into confidence, by creating a consensus, by making people understand. When do you do it? You do it when you realize that, yes, you are getting everybody on board and you have more or less a consensus and you can actually go through with the decision that you take. Small advices given by late PA Sangma, which, as I said, sounded like a lecture to me when I was 19 years old, 20 years old, 21 years old. But today, I look back and I write down those 10, 15, 20 things that I could remember that he told me. And these two just strike out because it helps me almost every day in the work that I do, which is that decisions are important, but when and how you implement them is equally important. And the problem is that we sometimes look at results and think that that is the problem. The outcome is the problem, whereas the problem actually is somewhere else. And I'm sure many of us have learned small things like these from late PA Sangma, a man who is far beyond what meets the eye. And we just read about what he did. We look at one or two of the foundation stones. We see this auditorium built by him in 1988. And we remember, oh yes, Mr. PA Sangma built this. Those are just infrastructures or certain parts of what he built. But it is the different values, the different kind of principles, the different kind of thoughts that he had shared with us, which will continue to live on and go on even beyond his lifetime and beyond our lifetime also. These ideas that he brought in, I think those are the real contributions that he has made to our people.